Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. It's off the cuff video, guys. What that means is I record and upload. There is no fancy editing skills. You won't see my intro somewhere at the beginning. I do have a transition button, so if there's noise outside my control, I can stop filming, wait for it to pass and carry on. These weekly Wednesdays essentially are Q&A. You guys ask me questions and I answer them. They are primarily model focused, of which is primarily GW stuff, of which is primarily 40k, because that's how it's been going at the moment. How it's been for a while now. There is terrain questions from time to time. There is some questions about myself and information about myself, what's going on in the workshop and so on and so forth. And we have a weekly vote. And the weekly vote, I'll get onto that when it comes to it. But there's some really amazing questions this week. Okay, so I'll start off. What would you class your painting style as? Now, I understand this question in the way that you have the John Blanche type painting, where it's grim dark. You have this person's type painting, where it's this sort of style. And I understand like that, but I don't really have a style. To me, when I paint a model, and there's something that I've stopped doing, I used to do right way back in doing paint videos, but I sort of stopped doing it. To me, my way of painting is points of interest. So to me, if there's a model that has certain points of interest, I try and really get those points of interest to come out, be able to be seen. Let me grab this guy off of here. So what I mean by it is Neuro Tyrant, okay? The points of interest for me on this model is the pipework on his base. Why is that going to be a point of interest? Because it's organic. This is not organic. This is a living biological creature, and then you're going to have metallic paint on the base, so that's going to draw your attention straight away. Second point of interest for me are the tentacles, because again, it's going to draw your attention. Then the brain that's hanging out the top of his head. Then the next point of interest for me is going to be like the carapace on his shoulders and this little crest coming around the top of his head. Everything else for me is just extra fluff to be there. But for me, those points, if I really focus on it and try and embellish those points, anything else that I've done on the model that is doesn't matter because they look really great. That's just one model. We take let me take this guy. Like Joe. For me, the points of interest is the front, because it's a big piece of the model and you can see it straight away. The skin at the back and the flesh, and then probably like his weapon case and his weapon. I'm too much of a big fan of really trying to make the weapons stand out and look, take away from the model itself. But on a model like that, the weapons are most noticeable. Even on tanks, land raiders, the weapons are very noticeable. So I don't really have a painting style as such. Yeah, wait on a minute, let me just get this dusty Stormlord off here and show you this. This is Swarmlord. Painted a long time ago. It's been sitting down there waiting for me to... Oh, I have magnetized it, waiting for me to sort of base up him. Now for this guy, the points of interest for me on him is his blue carapace, as you can see, blue on the front. It really stands out. And then his swords and his horn. They're the bits that really stand out to me. Okay? Everything else, including his skin and all that, that's not really, it's there and you can see it. Which leads me to another point that I do when I do painting. I do like to have colours that I put on a model that will contrast each other. I don't mean contrast paint. These colours will contrast each other so they stand out really well. If you think of like colours like black and white, blue and yellow, they contrast each other nicely and they really stand out. That's one thing I really like doing on models. I hope that answers your question. Someone's probably going to come up with some really crazy name for my style. Chuck comments below if you have any funny ideas. I saw the bust in your last week's vote. What do you want to achieve from painting a bust? And do you have any more busts to print? For me, there's two things for the busts I want to do. The first thing is it gives me a chance to practice on face, skin, eyes. So faces, meaning everything on the face, especially hair, skin, different skin tones, and trying to use different colours to achieve a different sort of pigmentation on the skin. And then eyes, because eyes are a bane for me. I really struggle to paint eyes. Now, I know some of you are going to say, but a bust is bigger than the little model. It is, but it's the same principle. You're just doing it at a smaller scale. You know, and that's the first thing for me. The second thing with a bust, eventually, when I'm out of here, and I'm in a sort of a working space where I can have glass cabinets, I think it'd be really cool to have, you know, busts on the cabinet. I've said this last week before, something like that. That would be the aim. And I do have other busts to print. I have loads of them on the computer. When I went on Colt 3D, types in busts, there's like 11.5 thousand. So, you know, there's a lot of them behind the paywall, but that's cool. But there are some amazing free ones on there as well. But again, it's something different for you guys to look at. Whether it gets voted for, or whether one day I just go, screw it, let's paint it, it's something different for you to look at. And again, if I'm painting a skin tone or painting the eyes, and I do it a certain way, and you go, oh, that looks really good, then you guys can copy that same thing but on a small model. The same for myself. Okay. I'm seeing the same sort of stuff that in your vote each week. Are you running out of models to rotate in? No, I'm not. The problem I have is I'm supposed to, when I see what's going to be painted off Monday's paint video, I'm supposed to then take everything else that's in the vote for that faction out and then just swap them all around. Maybe leave some of them in there. The problem is I forget to do that. And then it comes to Wednesday and I'm like trying to get so much done because it's my day off. And it's like, oh no, I need to change models in the vote. And at that point then it's not enough time for me to film and to mess around and change. So I end up changing a handful of them. But they all need to be painted. So it doesn't really matter if I'm only swapping 2 models out, 4 models out, or 12 models out, because everything needs to be painted. Also, that said, models like this Skitarii High Marshal, that's the only AdMech model I have left to paint. So once that's painted, all the AdMech I have is painted. The Drukhari, I have witches to build. I don't know if I'm going to do them on camera because they just seem arm and body, so I don't know if there's any point doing that. But anyway, I have Lilith and I have the Scourges. Again, once they're painted, all the and the Venom I have as well. Once they're painted, all the Drukhari I have are painted. So, you know, with those models, like those factions in particular, JC the Cults as well, I'm not too fussed if they're in there week after week and I don't get voted on, because eventually they will get voted on, or I'll end up just painting them anyway. But no, I actually have a fair amount of stuff still to build on camera, but also I've actually been destroying a lot of the stuff to build off camera. I've actually been destroying it. I've got Homogods on tables still to finish. Just been to finish them yesterday, but they'll be finished, you know, today or tomorrow. But there is a big, huge gap there, as you can see. That was full of models, boxes. That's now a huge gap. You can see up here as well. Right, that gap there was full of models as well. So I've been really smashing them out. I think I'm getting into a position where I actually need to buy more models in, to be honest with you. But anyway, thank you for saying this is a 3D printed model, but what's the benefit of doing that? Okay, for me there's a few benefits here. One, I'm being honest with you guys. Okay, so you know that this is actually a 3D printed model. It's 3D printed it. And that's the first thing, you know, to be honest with you guys. The second thing is because I don't need to look at it and go, I never saw him build that. It's a 3D printed model. I also want you guys to look at it and go, actually, that's really cool. I've said this before. Some of the 3D, the STL files is what sort of 3D print is that I have on a computer are actually better than the originals. I've got an obliterator on there, and this, when I do print it and put it on the table, or put it, you know, paint it up for you guys, it looks savage, absolutely savage. I've got I don't know if I still got a venom crawler on there. It was on there, but I don't know if I took it off because I think it was too many parts. I don't know. I've got like 500 saying STL files on there to look at and start deciding what I'm going to print and what I'm going to print. Some of them are simple things like shoulder pads with insignias on them. Some of them are head swaps, and some of them are backpacks because I have loads of old models, not enough backpacks. You know, stuff like that. But yeah, the venom crawler I saw, I presume it's still on there. I haven't searched for it. It's absolutely savage. It's the type of model that if I printed it and I put it down somewhere and I didn't base it and I forgot it was there, I'd probably get a fright thinking it's a giant spider. That is how amazing it looks. There's a Forge Fiend I saw, and I don't know if I've still got it on there or not. I think I have. Yes, I think I have. Again, it looks absolutely amazing. Now, for me, that particular STL file is on par with the actual Forge Fiend model. The only thing on the STL file that I don't like is it has this mad little crazy chain sort of tail coming off it, which I can easily move it to the edge of the printer and just say it doesn't print that. You know, it's not a big issue. But apart from that, it looks just as savage. I think it actually looks more beefier, more chunkier. But you know, this the thing I love about 3D printing as well is a lot of customization around it. So you can print something that's very similar, and then you can add stuff to it. And if you don't like it, it doesn't matter because you've just 3D printed it. It's cost you resin, but electricity, but methylated spirits or isopropyl alcohol, whatever you use to clean the prints with, and time that it's not actually costing you anything because you just press a few buttons and off you go. Also for me, I like it because I sort of wandered off the question now, to be honest with you, but I like the 3D print. Now I've got 2 Banshee models there to put together, printed, because I have 5 Banshees, new ones, 3 of the old lead Banshees, and you can't get them on, you can't buy them single or anything else. I've been trying to hunt them down, but now I've got 2 there, 2 glued together to add to those to make a unit of 10 or 2 units of 5. That's another thing I like about it. Right, that's enough of me waffling away. I'm going to bring you down and show you the vote this week. What's the vote and how does it work? I'll show you a host of models and you guys vote on what you want me to paint for next month's paint video. In the event of a tie, do a dice roll. Now, you can't say I vote for everything because it won't count, but you can say I vote for any of the Necrons or any of the Drukhari or any of the Space Marines or any, you know, something like that. There is a second option you can vote for, which is the wild card. You'll find out what the wild card is if it wins. And there's Creator's Choice. Creator's Choice is, if that wins, I pick a model from there and paint, which is a difficult one because I want to paint everything there. So, but anyway, I'm going to bring you down and show you the models. Right, so I have the zombie head bust here. We have the Apothecary Barologist. I think this bottom shelf hasn't really changed. We have the Skotari High Marshal, the Blootlord Terminaires. They keep getting voted on, so I've left them in there for now. We had the Librarian from 10th edition Leviathan box. I've seen this model painted so many cool ways. We have the Swooping Hawk, or the Dive Bombers, as the STL files calls them. We have the Jesus of the Cults Magus. We have the Space Marines Blade Guard Ancient. We have Lictor. I did paint a Lictor before on the channel, the old resin, the old resin one, fine cast, but this is the blue plastic one. Eldari Guardians, Eldari Avengers. We have the Old Deathwing Knights, Locust Destroyer. I actually need to put him on a flying stand and him and the rest of the unit, get them ready for Friday's game. We have the Lilith with the Drukhari. We have the Necron Overlord with a Translocation Shroud. Again, I've seen this model done with some amazing add-on bits. We have the Scourges with Drukhari. We have Ultron. I thought I'd leave him up here again this week. We have the Neuro Tyrant, as featured earlier on in the video. We have the Eldari Death Jester. We have a Blight Drone, sorry. And we have the Chaos Warhammer Chaos Hero with a Michael Slanesh on a Steed of Slanesh. So, some model swapped out, some model swapped in. Now, how do you cast your vote? You chuck a comment on this video saying, I vote for X, Y, Z. And what I do is I look at the votes at 12 o'clock on a Friday, midday, and then everything's pretty much prepped. I've got a handful of the stuff I did to prep, but everything is pretty much prepped. If I need to prep it, I'll prep it. That also gives me a chance to decide what way I'm going to go with the model or models. And yeah, so check your comments below, check your votes below. You have any comments or any questions for me, chuck them below as always, guys. You can go on to Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page. There is a messenger button there. You can click on that, message me directly, as some of you do. Yeah, so even if you have a comment for my painting style, some sort of funny name, chuck it below, guys. If you're new to the channel, seeing this for the first time, hit the subscribe button because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything, because we do weekly Wednesday, Monday painting video, there's painting videos, pile of shame painting videos here and there. Let's build videos, show you how to put model kits together, and nice and easy. Battle reports, terrain builds, which I need to actually get back into because I was meant to carry on with the sprue terrain. I've sort of got distracted with other stuff. But being sick last week didn't help me. But yeah. And sometimes there's a few other crazy videos I do from time to time. So again, hit the subscribe button, notifications, comments below as always, guys. Don't forget to vote. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so that YouTube says we do have more and more people, which makes this amazing community you guys grow even more. And you guys are actually amazing. Massive thanks to everyone that's joined the channel, comments, votes. It means a lot to me. Thank you, guys. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy.